lined up. Timers are ready. The officials are ready. Riders are going to be going on the whistle when I say.
Hey y'all, so this is Manhattan Beach Grand Prix. This is the biggest race of the season in SoCal. And this year they decided to actually make it the state championships for the entire state of California and Nevada. So it's a really big deal every year. A lot of people come from out of town, not just for championships, but also because the prize purse is so large. So the payout is $8,000 split among the top 20 riders, with first place getting like almost $1,700. All right, so I thought the race was gonna start off extremely hot. I mean, it's not that hard right now, and I'm relieved. So this team on the right of me in the red, they came out really deep. Their sprinter is the national criterium champion, and I know they came to win today. So, I just expected a lot of attacks, a really hot start, and me just hanging on for dear life. But it seems like people are kind of trying to settle into the course and not go too quickly in this first lap. Maybe just trying to get comfortable with the course. It's been a while since they rode it, whatever. A lot of women lined up today, 50 women, slightly less than last year, but there are 2 conflicting races happening on this day or this weekend that kind of took away from a little bit of participation, but still a really good turnout. Shout out to women's racing. I hate how we take this corner so slowly. Like, it just irritates the crap out of me. And then look at how everybody's out of the saddle, busting ass, trying to get back to the group. And this eventually is what gets me dropped. And it gets me dropped every year. But the last couple of years, I've been getting dropped in the first 2 laps because the attacks and the really hard efforts were just like a shock to my system, and I just wasn't quite ready for it. So today I made sure to get a really good warm-up. I also raced the night before, so my legs are a little tired, and I'm a little tired, for sure that, but at least I am warm and got some good openers, so these attacks are not as shocking. So we're almost done with the first lap. The pace is still not too high. We're 4 or 5 across the road, so it's kind of like tempo, and I'm fine with this pace. If the race continued like this, I would not mind. But anyway, so this team in front of me, I think they came up from Mexico. So shout out to them. This is Jade to the left of me. I think she's doing her independent thing this year, but we were former teammates, and I'm always looking to her in a race just to kind of see where she's positioned, kind of try to learn by watching her how she moves through a peloton. She definitely races more aggressive than I do. I definitely want to work on that. So this lap is a lot faster. You see I'm doing 26 up this climb. And when we're going really, really fast like this, the climbs don't feel that hard when you're in the draft like this. And I actually prefer it this way. But on the downhill, I have a tendency to let wheels go like I just did right now. And this is another thing that hurts me in the long run because I get shuffled further and further back instead of fighting for my position. And I guess I am thinking, it's early on in the race, it doesn't really matter my positioning, but it does. It does. And every year I'm learning some new thing that I should have done or that I should do in this race to keep myself in it. And unfortunately, I have to wait a whole 364 days to apply what I've learned. So that's a real bummer. I'm always kind of bummed after this race every year because I just haven't quite mastered it in this field, except for back in 2023. But today, after looking at other people's Strava, the race was about almost 26 miles an hour, which is 2 miles an hour faster than the last one I was able to actually hang on to. And I think I hung on to that one by the skin of my teeth. I had just moved up to category 3, so you know, I was like just hanging on to the back, and the only thing that really kept me attached was I was super fit. I was training my butt off that year. Things are different now. Life is different now. But as you see, I have to put in a big dig just to get back to the pack. I hate that corner because it's always like that, and it's just super draining because we're approaching the next corner, and there's going to be an acceleration out of that too. And it just takes a lot out of you. There's only so many of those that you can do, and not being able to have the recovery time you need is just, it sucks. But at this point, I think I have stayed in the race longer than the last 2 years, so I'm thrilled about that. But again, our speed comes so down in these corners. And then you see everybody's just on the hustle out of this corner. Like, watch this rider to the left of me. Look at her body language. Like, she's out of the saddle. She's busting ass. Like, doing that in every corner. And that's what ended up getting me dropped today. I only had 20 or so minutes of that in the tank, especially after having raced last night. So there was a Zusa Twilight the night before. Our race started at 6:40 p.m. and we raced for an hour. I came home, ate, washed my kit, you know, got my bottles and stuff ready, cleaned my bike off, different things, and I didn't go to bed till about midnight. So safe to say I'm a little tired today. Shout out to my teammate to me on the right, Karina. This is her very first elite women's race, and she did an outstanding job. I'm super proud of her. She trains her butt off, so I didn't have any doubt that she'd be able to stay in it. But you know, I'm really glad that she did so well. See how I'm just like letting wheels go? I need to do better at that. I'm too nice. And see how people corner, it just, like, why are we traffic jamming right there? I watched one of the Masters races. There was a clip on Instagram, and they were just going through that corner so smooth, no braking. Like, I was just like, man, if the women race like that, I would not be dropped. So it's unfortunate that we have to yo-yo back to the group every time. And I think a critical mistake that I made on this day was not doing like this rider on the right side and just carrying my momentum up. My weight carries me down these hills pretty fast, and so a lot of times when I catch up to the group, I'm actually hitting brakes so I don't run into the back of people. Instead, what I should have done is carried that momentum all the way to the front so that even if we're accelerating out of the next turn, it's not going to shuffle me directly to the back, or I won't be in the back. And I'll just have a better chance at fighting to stay in it. So, lesson learned. I mean, what can you do? It's not having anything to do with me being a weak rider or anything like that. It's just, I mean, when I looked at the results, I would say out of the women that raced last night, about 10 of us got dropped or didn't place on this day. So, you know, racing last night probably had a good amount to do with that. But I never had the opportunity to race the Twilight race. I really wanted to check it out, and I was worried about how I would feel on this day. But I'm glad I did it. I had a really good time at that race. I love the course. So shout out to Go Fast and Holly Breck, who's racing in this race. She's actually right in front of me in the Legion kit. And yeah, they put on a hell of a race. And I wish more people had attended. And maybe next year they'll hold it on a different weekend and we'll get more participation. But again, look at me, just giving up a wheel. In hindsight, I'm just so irritated at myself. But I think again, because of my weight too, I like kind of scrub more speed than other riders going downhill because I don't want to run into the back of somebody. I don't really like to follow people so closely on a downhill because if they, you know, hit brakes for whatever reason, I'm not trying to smack into the back of somebody. I want kind of some space to respond if I can. But that, you know, that causes me to lose my position. So I'm in the back, basically. Out of the 50 riders, I'm probably in the bottom 10 or 12 or whatever. So, and look, again, just out of the saddle. Look at how hard we have to work. It sucks. Like, all right, I'm a bigger rider like Jazz. We have a little bit more of the same body type, so we can descend like that without having to put down a whole lot of power. So that's nice. But again, here I am just getting myself back up to the back, and she went up to the front, and I should have done that. And that's where my mistake was. I think I was trying to hide from the wind as much as possible, but I think it would have benefited me way more to put myself in the wind a little bit and just carry my momentum up to the front. And even if I had to do that every lap just to keep myself from getting dropped, I would happily do that versus getting out of the saddle, sprinting like a freaking maniac out of every corner. And we traffic jamming here because people are trying to go into this corner 4, 5, 6 bikes across, which is why, and it's also kind of like has a kink in it. It's kind of a weird turn, but the difference in the speed is almost like 10 miles an hour faster coming out of it, maybe more. We're down to 16, I'm at 28 right now. So I see Jade. I want to get to her wheel. Door closes on me a little bit, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to get through. So I see her here. I'm like, all right, just stick to Jade's wheel. She's always going to be in a good position. She's always somewhere in the front or in the middle, safely protected. And I want to stay with her. Then she moves over in here, and I try to follow her up. But then this person on the right side of me kind of closes the door on me, and I lost my opportunity. And I should have been more aggressive at that time to get back to the wheel. And now she got through that corner a lot faster than I did, and she just has a better advantage of being in the pack and not having to put down as much power as I am. Luckily, the field doesn't seem to be hitting it too hard right now. But again, there's separation that happens after coming out of that corner every lap. And again, I just carry my momentum and bring myself back to the back, basically, when I should be moving up. I don't know why I'm bugging myself just being where I'm at right now. Oh, okay, there's a rider to my left, I guess, but again, just losing positions. Every little mistake in these elite races will cost you. Now I'm two positions back than where I was. So I've heard people say, like, it's not how you enter a corner, but how you exit. I would disagree, because I like to carry speed and momentum through a corner, and this slowing down ain't it. I like to carry my momentum out of the corner and not have to, smash on pedals like this. Literally sprinting out of every corner is like a person only has so much of that in them. So anyway, it's starting to get bleak. I'm starting to get tired. I'm feeling it. I had a lot of carbs, so I'm not hungry, which is good, but I'm just losing that snap after every lap. But I see Colleen back here, and I'm like, well, maybe it's not so bad of a place to be, but I have to remember that Colleen can do things I can't do because she's stronger. I'm not sure why she's this far back, maybe just trying to avoid chasing, because she's racing by herself, and I think she knows that Caldera team is going to be sending a lot of attacks off the front, and she wants it to be up to the other teams to bring it back, so she's kind of staying back here. And she also raced last night as well. Maybe she's just giving herself some time to kind of sit at the back, but it's work being on the back. So I try to follow her. I was like, maybe I can go on this inside and carry a little bit more speed through this turn. She's more skilled, and I'm able to. But see, she's more powerful, so she gaps me right here. Another rider comes in that position, and here I am just yo-yoing on the back again. I'm super irritated at myself. And I'm just like back here this whole time. I have no idea what's going on in the front of the race. I don't know if there's a breakaway. I can't see nothing. My only focus today was to finish the race with the pack. That's all I wanted to do. So I didn't really too much care if there was a breakaway, because it's not like, I missed an opportunity to break away. That was definitely not the goal today. .26 miles an hour, slowed down to 16 miles an hour, and then we're out of the saddle again, hitting. Well, now 22 is the most I got. I'm 24. I'm getting dropped at this point. I'm tired. I'm trying to fight, but it's hard. Jazz, I think Jazz raced with us last night, but she's tired. It's getting to her. So this is pretty much the race for me. Look for a faster me to drop the full race, and you'll actually be able to see the front of the race because their sprinter is really strong, and I'm sure she spent a lot of time up there. So you'll be able to see the full race when a faster me drops that. But I see these two riders ahead of me, and I'm thinking if I could just get to them, we can work together. I don't want to be pulled early. If they can see that you're really working and you don't get too much separation behind the group, then they will leave you in to continue racing. So that's what I want. I want to race today. I just downed a lot of carbs before this race, and I want to burn them off. And I just, I paid for this. I want to race my bike. So this little kicker here is hurting me right now. I'm hella tired. I don't have it in me. But there goes Shawnee. She dropped her chain. Unfortunately, she goes to the pit to try to get a re-entry, and they told her drop chain does not constitute a mechanical. And or it is a mechanical, I guess, but it's not one that will get you back in a race. You have to have like a flat tire, you have to have crashed, something like that. But if it's just because of your equipment was malfunctioning, it's kind of on you to make sure that your equipment is, tuned up and whatever else. So, but anyway, here I am, just trying to catch these two riders. I know that eventually I should be able to if I don't give up. So that's all I'm really focused on at this point. Let's just get a little small group together. I think more people will start to fall off the back, and maybe we can get like a smaller chase group going, of like 6 people or something. But look at how slow I'm going. I'm freaking cooked, and this is like a really windy section right here. If you look to the right as I pass by the start finish, you'll see how the flags are blowing. So there's kind of like a cross headwind here that's really stiff, especially later in the day. So yeah, I'm just like giving it my all, but I feel like I'm riding in slow motion. It's like if I could just have 30 seconds rest or something, but I know I can't rest if I want to stay in the race, so I gotta just push it. I'm trying to like catch a breath in these corners, but I see them, they don't look like they're gapping me or getting too much of a gain on me. I feel like I can catch them on this side if I just put in an effort. But unfortunately my chain snaps right around here. So I just did a little scream. I know that there's nobody behind me. I have to turn around to get off this course, and I can't pedal because my chain broke off. So I'm thinking that's my race. Again, it's one of those things like my equipment.
Oh, it fell off. Thank you.
My equipment just, stopped functioning. It's not on anybody. I didn't crash or anything, so I'm thinking this is my race. But people tell me to go to the pit anyway. So this is what you'll see happening. And at like smaller races, local races, the pit usually won't replace your chain, but they had Shimano, a Shimano tent at the pit, and they had a lot of stuff over there, and so they were actually able to provide me with a chain. And I mean, like, it was a brand new chain. He cut it to fit my bike and snapped it back on, and I was able to jump back in the race when the peloton came through. I wasn't able to latch on, so, but they left me in the race to finish, which was nice. And another girl that was dropped was able to catch up with me, and we just helped each other through to the end, basically. But Shimano also had some like loaner bikes, and you'll see them racked up over here. And they were like, yeah, we don't have a chain, but we have some loaner bikes. So I was expecting that they were going to take my my pedals off my bike and put them on the loaner bike. So that's why I end up turning off my camera and my computer. That's me there in the red. So yeah, those are the loaner bikes. They actually get a chain and put it on my bike, and they let me continue racing, which was super dope. So appreciate Shimano for that. Thank you for the support. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope to see y'all at the next one.